Come inside, come inside, come inside. Most auspicious. What an auspicious day. Oh my goodness. Goomer Zambrano. It is 10:22 in LA. Haha. It is 2:22 somewhere. And God is great. I'll be right back. I left my smoothie downstairs. But man, we got some hater predictions today. I'm talking end of the world shit. I'm talking World War shit, asteroids, flooding, famine. But they also give you the tips of how to overcome. So I'm going to be right back with that. It looks like the screen's poking me in the eye. So I'll be right back with that. And yeah, you're right. Hey, surprise drip. You know what? 22022202. Too much energy. Too much energy. It bursted out and we're ripping it live, people. 25 in the stream. Hey, I got to do a tinkle. So make sure you talk to each other. This is a community, okay? Make friends, talk to each other. I'll be right back. We got 22 banger predictions. It's going to be maybe a couple more than 22. But 22 predictions for 2022 on this most suspicious day of 22/02/22/02/22 at 2022 p.m. because it's 2022 p.m. somewhere. Surprise drip, that's right. It's going to be a good one. Correct. With that energy, it will channel in a good one. Yes, very good. Yes, come inside. go. Here we go. Starting the live stream. We must begin the live stream because the community need it. Ah, this jacket always does that. It pops out the orange. It's like, guy, let the blue pop. Hold up. Who else? Man, so many people here. That's sick, yo. No, this is it. What a dramatic day yesterday, too. Steven leaving. Oh, my God. I think a lot of people cried. A lot of you are crying. Thank you. I love you. But don't even worry because I got some banger predictions today. I got some bangers. Banger predictions. Here we go. And this music is so tight. I got to let this music play out. But I did want to start at 122 in honor of the Habibi Steven. I said, you know what? 222, make it 222 Texas time. God damn it. 222, it's Tuesday, 222 in Texas. And that's it. Oh, this hat kind of works. This kind of works. With this, though? Can I just take this music off and y'all still hear it? Yeah, you can still hear the music, right? Support Cyberwave. That's an incredible channel. I use them in my meditations, too. So tight, this music. This music is banging. But yeah, welcome everyone to the drip. 42,000 people in the live stream. Dropping comments, talking some shit. Zorro, what does the year hold for us? Babaji, Babaji, tell you everything. I have 22 most powerful Babajis. Babaji. You are going to say, Babaji, how you find such a powerful Babaji? That's what you're going to say. Ease up on the negative. Listen, you're right. That is, look, you're not wrong on that. We need positive predictions, but you'll see that peppered in. Not even peppered in. I'd say the Simpsons predictions are very positive. Because I have Babaji's, but I also got Simpsons Guts predictions too on this. They had something to say about this too. And I got two of theirs in the 22. I had to include two because they were connected. They're so powerful that I had to put two from Simpsons. Yeah, that's fine. Listen, think of today as an open mic. Almost like an open mic for psychics. Because in stand-up, we do open mics where like just new comics come. But then you get like an old hitter in the game. You know what I'm saying? Warehouse Dave, Y22K. Yeah, it's, you know what? It's going to be like that. It's Y22K. But honestly though, numerology people are like some of my favorite people. They're like just some of the most hopeful, happy people you'll ever meet. You know what I'm saying? So don't even worry about negative predictions. Listen, they always try to spin it. Oh my God, too much source energy. And there's too much source energy here, and that's fine. But they are such happy, positive people. Like they're not gonna leave. None of these people kind of leave you hanging on just, everything's gonna end. No. They know that our true nature is loving kindness. So with every bad prediction, they always put in but if you stay positive, do that, whatever. God is great, and you'll figure it out. That's basically how this works. That's how basically tarot works too. I know tarot, everyone thinks it's like, hey, is it real or not? Is the ghost coming and talking or not? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. This is a discussion. We are going to go into politics and the meaning of life itself several times. So whatever excuse was given to you to have this discussion, just say, God is great, I love you. Oh no, hold up. I pulled my camera plug out. It will come back, don't worry. It will come back, don't worry. Hello, Habibi. Habibi, come back now. Hold up. Oh, it went to, okay. No. Why is it doing this to me? It took out my professional camera. Hold up. But the sound is tight, right? Come on, Habibis, don't do this. Why are they doing this to me? Yo, I can't, you know what? God is great, and what a great test of the loving kindness, because I literally, like, a plug came out by mistake. Just on day one of the drip, doing it by myself. I'm just on day one of the trip over here doing it by myself. Trying to figure it out. Hold up, check this out. Oh, of course, I'm not even on the fucking... Okay, hold on a second. Pardon the swearing, actually. I did not... Let's watch it. Let's watch the swearing. Video capture device, and God is great. And say okay, and say God is great. And then go to device and say, yes, God is great only. God is a great only. Oh my God, God is great. That's it. God is great. In 1 second, you will say, God is great, Brazil. Hold up. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. I got you. Property. What? What's that? No. Video capture. Video capture. Properties. Preset defaults? No. What? Device. Wow, what? I can't believe that the Buddha would allow this kind of suffering on my first day. Are you kidding me? Like, seriously, dude. Seriously, dude. First day, dude. Okay, hold up. I got it. Effect filters, audio video filters. Bing bang. Oh my God, I got it. Expander gain. No. Chroma key. And God is great. And God is great. Oh my God. Hold up. Let's see this. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Listen, there's a lot of source energy coming in here. It's a little wild back there, but don't worry about that. Listen, I got to show you this first guy. We're going to go to our first person. We're going to go to our first prediction. Wow, that's perfect. It ended at the exact music. So this is my first guy. Great predictions here. Listen. Powerful predictions, great predictions. Really the kind of stuff, you can't write it. If you wrote it in a book, people say, I don't know. It's a lot. But guess what? This is the new Nostradamus. And you know what I wanted to do today with our 22 predictions? I want to open, I want to close with, both times with. This is new Nostradamus, so we got to give new Nostradamus a shout out. But I also want to make sure that we give respect to the OG in the game, and our number one will be original Nostradamus, because his predictions are fucked. His predictions truly, and I know Urian already said, like, keep it positive, whatever. Listen, here's the thing with keeping it positive. They are, even when they're not positive, they're trying to warn us about an issue that we're having as a humanity. So let's not forget that. Let's not forget that all these predictions, okay? I know a lot of you say, oh, what's the facts? Is it factual? Hey, watch the wisdom that comes through. So this guy's name is, he's the new Nostradamus. His name is amazing. Craig Hamilton Parker, of course. Also goes by the Hindu name Parameshwar, which means, oh my God, Parameshwar, I think it basically means like God or something. This guy, yeah, he's a British dude, calls himself God. God is great. Goomer Zambano, hey, baby, $2. Seeing the live stream instead of sending job apps. Instead of saying, you know what, dude? This is actually very good for your job application, because we're watching 22 predictions for 2022. And I'm telling you, Goomer Zambrano, you're going to get some insights on here that'll predict your 2022 into like having a banger ass job. You know what I'm saying? This is actually kind of saving you. You are actually going to apply for the wrong job, dude. And then you would have spent 10 years working in some bullshit. No hot girls, maybe, whatever it is. No hitters, no like fun shit. But because you're watching this live stream, by the time you get out, the energy should channel you into a job where, you'll make a little more money, and then you'll be banging all the time. That's the best thing, when you get a job and it's just like, there's hot people there, and then your life turns into friends. You know what I mean? Versus a job at like just a bunch of dudes. It's good too. It's okay. But it's so cute when your life just turns into a bunch of like an episode of Friends. I love it. Joe Biden removed from power. Let's start with Joe Biden removed from power. Yeah, let's go.
I made a lot of predictions about politics over my time. I got well known because I made the predictions about Donald Trump coming to power, of course, and Brexit and so forth, which they picked up on the newspapers and is even on Wikipedia now. So if you want to check any of those out, you can have a look at my website. But I'm going to talk about some new stuff now. Joe Biden.
Okay, what do you got?
I don't think he's going to make it either far past 2022 or even through 2020.
Woo! Already, dude. Coming in with the rips, dude. I mean, I went to the middle of it, but this guy rips, man. Look at this. It's an hour and 21 minutes. Look at this. Food shortages everywhere. Unusual fires in the tundra and island. These are real. These are things to be concerned about, though. Pollution issues in China, right? Like things that we should worry about. World funds, a breakthrough in new energy. Okay, great. That's a little positive news. Uranium, you talked about that. Chinese submarine. Uh-oh, China military race. Are you Russia? This is all Russia, probably Germany, NK. Terrorist gunman somewhere. Terrorist gunman somewhere. Who can deny it? You can't. Don't fuck with it. But anyway, Joe Biden removed from power. Listen, I'm seeing a lot of Joe Biden is not making it past 2022 in the psychic sphere, channel sphere. So let's hear the theory. And unfortunately, it's going to come up a couple of times in the 22 predictions. But let's keep going.
22. I sense he's not going to complete his full term of presidency, and I feel he will be removed from power. It will be claimed to be health issues, you know, but it's actually a coup from his own party in the background. He's going to be removed from power. He is Sleepy Joe Biden, as he's been dubbed by Trump, of course, is being seen by the world as being a bit of a Sleepy Joe and an absolute puppet in the hands of everybody else. It's obvious that he can't even answer press questions.
Damn, this is the one thing you got to understand about the meditation people. You assume they'll be left. You just assume it. You assume they'll be left. But let me tell you something. Any anti-vax shit, even, I guess, pro-Trump stuff, you're getting a lot of meditation people. And this is the community, and that's what it is. It's fine. Let's keep going.
And the rest of it, you know, it doesn't take a lot of insight from anybody to see that that guy really has pretty much had it, and is a dangerous person to have in power at a time when the world is seeing greater and greater conflict and a real need for decisive leadership and strong leadership with clarity and proper press scrutiny about what's going on. So it's very dangerous time, I think, with him in power. And I think he's going to be pushed out of power, because I think even the Democrats realize that this is not really a man that you can have running a country when there is serious issues ahead. And, you know, we've got the tiger itself, not just of the year, but the tiger of China, which could be a very, very dangerous position to be put in. So that, I think, is going to happen. I think he will be replaced by a woman, but I don't think it's going to be Kamala Harris. I've said this before, I've talked about these things. And at least she would probably, if he was removed, she'd probably have to come in for a short period at least. But I've seen another woman coming in as the possible follower of that. But also, and this is where I've spoken about this before, but this is also something that really confuses me a bit, because I've said about it before. I see a real rising star in the Republican Party in America of a black woman, a really powerfully minded black woman.
Are you thinking
I think it's going to be a real change.
I'll tell you what I think this is. The black Republican woman in the Republican Party, the black woman in the Republican Party that he thinks is going to step in somehow. I think there's a mixed message here. I think he's talking about Kamala. Let's call it what it is, right? Let's call it what it is. He's basically talking about Kamala Harris. And you know what? I'm sorry, but Kamala Harris, and a lot of you lefties, going to get mad. I don't know if we have any, but if any lefties going to get mad. But Kamala's, like, she's so mean that she's like a Republican, basically. So this is actually coming out very tight. It's only February, people. And Biden's old as fuck. But who knows, right? Like, and I don't wish that upon anyone, but just who knows? And very good, like, great prediction. Let's keep going.
To politics in America. And she's going to be very much on the side of Trump. In fact, I see her working the bid together with Trump as a bid for the White House. It's like Trump and a black woman working together in a very powerful way that I think will ultimately make a bid for the White House. So I see that. And I've mentioned this before. A few of you have had thoughts and ideas about this. I don't know American politics well enough to be able to fully say who it is.
Oh, I think you got it. This guy's on top of American politics. Banger prediction. Very tight. He's mixing up the parties. There's obviously a channel issue with the parties. That's fine.
But I just feel that there's a black woman that is going to be very, very important in American politics. And we're not talking about Oprah Winfrey's and people like that. No, this is a very dynamic-minded person. This is a person who's politics first, not entertainment or anything like that. Real political person. Someone with the same sort of power of speaking like we have over here with Nigel Farage and people like that, who goes to speak at Trump's rallies.
Kamala, that's what I'm seeing. And, you know, a lot of you are going to say, oh, well, is she really... Like, she is all politics all day. Her whole life is politics. She's basically conservative in the policies. I mean, she was the cop. Hello. There's so many, like, clips that you can pull up of Kamala. Like, Kamala's rough. I think Kamala is the Republican that he is talking about. And I just want, I hope you can still see this. Craig Hamilton Parker, Barameshwaram. Parameshwaram means Supreme Lord, by the way. Parameshwara means Supreme Lord, but Parameshwaram might mean like, is the term usually referred to the Hindu god Shiva as the supreme being and supreme reality. Damn, dude. Don't you wish you had that kind of confidence? That's very, honestly, big fan. That's number 22, the new Nostradamus. We're gonna have the original Nostradamus coming in at number 1, but don't worry about that. Next up, I wanted to come in with a new, like, more of a local psychic. You know, treat this like an open mic night. You know what I mean? This is like an open mic night in comedy. We want to make sure we get a full range here. We want to get the new people in the game. We want to get the OGs. That guy's kind of like a new G, you could say, in the psychic game. Like, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of hits. The guy's killing it. But next up, I want to put up Natasha Razor just coming in with the rips. Thank you, Natasha. The racist MAGA people are not going to vote for any black women. I mean, Natasha, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Condoleezza Rice. True. Kamala is more center left towards right. Crypto Rich says, yeah. Candace Owens? Didn't think of that. Thank you, Crypto Rich. Great insight. Didn't think of that. Of course, Candace Owens could. Yeah, no, that makes sense. And with Trump too. But apparently Candace Owens is pissed now because Trump doesn't support, what is it? Trump's not anti-vax enough. And this is the only way that the right can really hurt itself. The left almost can't hurt the right. The right they're too strong. But inside, because they're so powerful, they can beat the shit out of each other. So thank God for that. Or else they were so behind Trump. And I think Trump lost a little steam because of this whole, he's not anti-vax enough. And he won't ever become anti-vax because he rolled out the vaccine. So he's too cocky to be like, oh, the vaccine sucks. He's always just like, no, I made the vaccine. It's tight. You guys are idiots. And he's trying to tell everyone. And people are like, no vaccines. Boo, you suck. That's what they're saying. People are at his, like, you know, the election was stolen rallies. They're with him. They've been with him on the election was stolen. But when he said, no, the vaccine's tight, don't worry about it. They said, get off the stage. I hate you. That's what they said. So thank God for that. Anyway, next up, we're going to go to, this is one that I got from Inside the Story. You're going to hear a couple, but there's a major one coming about Prime Minister Trudeau that I think is very exciting. Let's get it started.
Coming out of the ocean. Okay. A penguin is going to save a human being's life.
A penguin is going to save somebody's life. Now, isn't that wild? And how I get these things is just a penguin's going to save somebody's life.
Channels in.
Climate change, like I see very big earthquakes happening in 2022, like big ones. And it could be like 9.8, 9.6. This is the future of earthquakes. And I see a meteorite hitting Earth. It's not going to be changing anytime soon. Okay, I'm sorry to say that.
And then you also see that the prime minister could divorce.
I see a divorce around him, and I also see him probably stepping down.
Oh, wow. Talk about celebrity.
Damn, yeah. That's very exciting. And honestly, after what he did at the truckers protest, look, I don't want to be so, you know. By the way, Simple Jack, who remembers when Amish ate a booger live on air? That never happened. Excuse me. That never happened. That's so silly. Adam Ledrew says Penguin is so cute. Good. Positive. That's very good. That's very good. Tough year for Trudeau, eh? Yeah, Zorro, listen, man. After what he did, imagine his wife is like, you know what? Emergencies Act? I can't do it. That's what should happen. That would be so funny. She's like, and you froze their accounts. I can't. That's it. But of course, that's not going to happen. They're both like lazy rich kids. They don't believe in anything. That's the problem. That's the issue. You know what I mean? Not to be such a ripper on Trudeau. You know, he's doing his best. He's a nice guy. But they are like, you know, he really should have just called. And I hope he doesn't get a divorce. That could be really hard on him and for the stability of the country. But she's going to go Melinda on him, LOL. Maybe naming it a she session and a she cover was just opt. Trudeau's going to divorce over the penguin winning over the wife. Confirmed. Adam Ledrew. Great predictions. Holy shit, guys. Only 22 predictions here. Hey. Okay, that's so now we're going to go to this top 5 scary. No, I haven't. I have Edgar Cayce. Now, Edgar Cayce, I'm going to give him a shout out because he is a very powerful Babaji in the game. And he is someone that I love his teachings, you know, and it's always so silly when you love someone and then they start, you know what I mean? Like, I just know in meditation, there's so many people, like, they say these beautiful, profound, amazing, and then they go, oh, and tomorrow at 2:22, make sure you do a thing and a prayer and this, and the energy will come in more, actually, if you do it. And you know, you just gotta, and I've learned really with the people who believe in this, with the people who are on the trucker side, or like heavy anti-trucker side, or just anything, like any polarized, or anyone who believes stuff. I've just found a new system of like taking them in, and this is what they teach in. This is actually loving kindness. I told Stephen I wouldn't do loving kindness meditation, but we're kind of doing that because what we're doing is we're taking in this information and we're just watching. No judgments. No judgments. We're being involved in their story because they're making good. And honestly, I think these are great spiritual discussions. Let's go with Edgar Cayce here. Great guy, great motivational speaker. Love his stuff. Let's check it out.
Cayce accurately predicted changes near the Earth's pole, Adolf Hitler's rise and fall, the re-emergence of the State of Israel, and working closely with the United States.
Right. So a lot of these psychics, they give their past hits. This is the resume that he's ripping for Edgar Cayce. So Edgar Cayce got all this shit. Now let's see what he's saying for 2022.
After the collapse of Soviet Russia. According to his predictions, the future of the United States will not be so optimistic. He also predicted that the west coast of the United States, along with the cities of San Francisco and Los Angeles, would be destroyed in the future.
Rude.
Edgar Cayce has said that sea level changes, which even ecologists fear today, will inevitably occur in the future. Those prophecies are far more serious than we can imagine today. According to him, the areas where the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans are located will become landlocked in the future. He said that the Americas and many countries in Europe, which are currently inhabited by humans, would be submerged in the sea. He also prophesied that a new era of mankind would begin after this catastrophic event and that peace and prosperity would prevail throughout the world. We can also get...
See, so he does come to positive. He does come to positive. He's basically saying there's going to be a big flood. We're going to lose a bunch of places. But it's always like, no, but in the wake of that, we will come together, we will love each other, and we will find new ways to live and be one.
Get an idea of what the future world will look like in Edgar Cayce's prophecy about his future. Here is a summary of that prophecy. I was born in 2100 in the state of Nebraska. Today the province is surrounded by land, but by then its western boundary will be the sea. Scientists as well as people engaged in spiritual exploration will come to observe me. They will decide to take me to Cayce's place. New York City will be rebuilt after being devastated by an earthquake or a civil war. Almost every home will be made of glass-like material.
Okay, cool. Let's go to 19. Honestly, that was it was fine. It was more of a shout out to my boy Edgar Cayce. Love him. It was fine. But this top 5 scary. This is terrifying.
Guys,
and look,
time to talk money, or I guess in this instance it would be.
We got to cover all the issues. You know what I'm saying?
The massive economic
recession that took place a little over a decade ago. Everyone is still on high alert, doing their best to make certain that we don't fall into that trap ever again. This is easier said than done, though, because there are often extenuating circumstances that are out of our control. For instance, COVID, that really hurt the economy, and nobody saw that coming. Stuff like that is kind of impossible to predict. However, that doesn't stop people from trying to look ahead and see what the next economic year will hold for us. Right now, a positive economic recovery is seen as very likely due to many people believing that 2022 is supposed to be the first normal year back after the pandemic. People will have savings that they want to spend, they go out, they spend them, bang, the economy loves it. But experts believe that this level of economic optimism has reached an unstable place. The stock market is predicting such a big boom, and the experts don't think that the money will actually hold up to what they're predicting. It should also be noted that the percentage chance of an economic recession has been slowly rising over the last few months. Right now, it's believed that in July of next year, there will be just under a 10% chance that the entire United States economy goes into a major recession.
Listen, I know this sounds all doom and gloom, right? But this is what you got to remember. You can't do a prediction unless people today are screwing the thing up. The prediction is almost like comedy writing, where when you write comedy, right, you want to take a situation and then you want to go so extreme with the exaggeration on it. You want to just go too far with it, basically. The purpose that they serve, truly, same thing with the conspiracy theorists. The purpose that they serve is that they are taking real life issues that we got to figure out, and they're saying, oh, it's like they're just making it just so wild and wacky out there. But they are drawing our attention to something. There should be a conversation had about this. The U.S. stock market, we all live on this. We all live and die by the stability of the stock market. And it's so unstable. You know? So something to talk about.
1 in 10 chance, it's not horrible, but when you're playing with people's life savings and their jobs, that gets a lot scarier very quickly. Economic optimism can be a good thing, but overconfidence can bring us to a very scary place, as seen by the housing market collapse of 2007. Number 2 on this list is a prediction by Nostradamus. Now, would this really be a 2022 predictions list video if we didn't have Nostradamus in it? He's basically a state.
No, we have Nostradamus coming later. Okay, so that was that was top 5 scary. Not bad, not bad. We do have this one's pretty silly. But let's lighten it up, okay? It's been a lot of hard ones like that. It's been a lot of ones that are like, come on, guys. Any good news here? What's going on? Let's go with this one. This is nice.
A very realistic and scary deepfake of Tom Cruise appeared on TikTok. The guy that runs this TikTok account now has 3.3 million subscribers, all from pretending to be Tom Cruise. Now, what he's doing
Holy shit, that's not Tom Cruise? That guy looks exactly like Tom Cruise. Damn, dude. I guess it's a common. It's kind of like when they got those Castro looks like Trudeau pictures. You do a little adjust. You look kind of similar. You do adjustment, and God is great.
This year, a very realistic and scary deepfake of Tom Cruise appeared on TikTok. The guy that runs this TikTok account now has 3.3 million subscribers, all from pretending to be Tom Cruise. Now, what he's doing is
she's so pissed. She's like, I work hard every day. I write material. 7.28 million, it's fine. He has 30 million? I work hard. I love this. Well, shout out to this girl. They don't put her name in the freaking comments. Are you kidding me? Hosted by Lindsay Ivan. Lindsay Ivan, shout out. That's a good one. That's hilarious.
It's kind of hard.
You're right to be mad. This guy just looks like Tom Cruise. Why the hell does everyone look at him for looking like Tom Cruise? Oh, I guess he's doing little Tom Cruise sketches, little Tom Cruise bits. You know what? That's not bad. That's interesting. You know what I mean? Because you look exactly like him. So he could just be out like, he could just go punch someone in the face and be like, hey, I'm Tom Cruise. I fucking hate all of you. Suck my dick. And just runs away. Of course, that's going to get 30 million. It's crazy. It's wild.
Next year, we are going to be seeing a rise of people using
deepfake
technology as a weapon. It's believed that next year, cybercriminals will increasingly use deepfakes to steal money and commit identity theft or fraud. I mean, in 2020, an attacker used deepfake technology to impersonate the voice of a director of a Hong Kong bank. Using this, they managed to transfer 35 million into their own personal account. That is absolutely insane. Anyway,
wow, Lindsay's pissed again. She's like, at $35 million, I get paid $3,000 a month to do these. Yeah, it's true though, man. I mean, what is it with these goddamn con artists? So that's a deep fake. I just want to lighten it up with that one. I just want to lighten it up. Even that one got dark at the end though. Okay, this is, I think some of you guys have been waiting for this. I think some of y'all have been waiting for this. And I wanted to get it in nice and early so I didn't lose anyone. We're at 78,000 people. Holy shit. Alien invasion, obviously. With what's going on in the news today? Of course. What did you think? I wasn't going to have alien invasion? It's on the thumbnail. It's number 17. Let's go.
The alien invasion. Every year, we are getting closer and closer to revealing the truth about aliens.
So
Next year, we might not only discover that they are real,
but we might also be visited by them. But they won't be friendly like E.T. or Paul. Now, according to Baba Vanga, in 2022, aliens will come to Earth via an asteroid and try to take over our planet. Chances are they would succeed at doing so because of how advanced they probably are. So yeah, that's interesting. All right, guys, that's all for today's video. Let me know in the comments below which one of these predictions you thought was
sick. Lindsay, good job. That was great. That was great. But alien invasion, no, that's great. We had to do the alien invasion. We've already got 2-3 aliens coming in the last little bit. It's almost like they're warming up. People could look back and say, yeah, that's like a good warm up for what we have now. The next one is on the Infographics Show channel, and it's a Bill Gates prediction. And if you've been watching The Drip, you know I'm not a fan anymore, and you know Steven's not a fan anymore of this goddamn pervert fucking around with Epstein. Ghislaine Maxwell, I'll give you a prediction. What I want, I don't know if it's a prediction or what I want this to happen. Apparently, Ghislaine's going to drop 10 names of 10 John Does. Apparently, Ghislaine's going to drop names of 10 John Does. I want to see Bill Gates' name on that list. It's kind of it's on the list though, right? It's on the list. And here's the thing. He is a bit of a psycho. That's what pisses me off about this prediction. Let's take a look at it.
Into a kind of Orwellian dystopia where Big Brother watches over us. Human Rights Watch warns us that governments might exploit the pandemic to instate authoritarian rule, saying that we might be walking into a kind of surveillance reality of unprecedented scale and intrusiveness. While the USA has for the most part pushed back against the use of surveillance tech, such as facial recognition software, the authorities want it very much.
They have all our data.
Countries such as China and Russia have already been using this tech.
US, they have all the US data and all the Canadian data, all your social media, all that data. I think that's what Snowden revealed. That's why Snowden has to hide for the rest of his life. I think it was called Operation Prism. They got all the data. I love when people do this. They go, well, they push back on the surveillance cameras. Hey, you got all the freaking data, dude. It's a lot. Anyway, let's keep going.
To monitor folks in the name.
Canada, too. Canada's such a bitch, dude. They come and tell us what to do, and we just have to do it. Honestly, this Trudeau enacting the Emergencies Act, that Biden told him to do it. You have to blame everything on you guys, but like, no, because there's a blockade. There's a blockade that was affecting the car parts coming in. And apparently, and this is coming from Crystal and Saga, or Crystal really, apparently Biden calls Trudeau and says, fucking fix it, you little shit. You little brat. Fucking fix it. And then Trudeau did Emergencies Act. So that's on. I don't want to say
stopping the spread of the virus. But of course, monitoring us and telling us where we can and can't go might be for the greater good of mankind. After all, we need to get a handle on this virus. Nonetheless, in terms of general well-being, people don't usually like being tracked and traced and told where to stay all the time. As Human Rights Watch says, any deployment of technology should be rooted in human rights standards, centered on enabling people to live a dignified life. Let's face it, though, in 2022, even if you want to go to certain places in the world, there will likely be some added restrictions. Again, this is for the greater good, but it certainly can't be seen as a positive in terms of how we live. All of these problems will become much more insignificant if Earth is hit by a killer asteroid. And in October 2022, one of them is going to get close to Earth. Well, at least close in the astronomical sense. Its name is Didymus. While that sounds like a cute Japanese cartoon character, even the asteroid's small 500-foot-wide satellite moon Dimorphos would be capable of wiping out some of our...
That was not the Bill Gates one. This is the Bill... I have the Bill Gates one next. This is a... Wait, what did we get there? Oh, surveillance state. Okay, so these guys are predicting... That was the one I wanted, surveillance state, yeah. Asteroid coming. I think we have asteroid coming later, so don't worry about that. Surveillance state. Okay, that's number 7. What is it? 16? 17? 17? No, 16. 16, surveillance state. Fair enough. Now's the Bill Gates one. And this one kind of pisses me off. Let's go.
About the metaverse? Number 5. First of all, what the hell is a metaverse? What it simply means is humans interacting in a virtual space with computers. It's the next frontier in our connection with our devices. It's not always great, of course, because face-to-face...
This is Bill Gates saying that we're all going to end up in a metaverse. This is what pisses me off. You know, this is where I like the psychics better than these scientists. Because Bill Gates is saying, oh, we're all going to end up in a metaverse. Meanwhile, he's investing in some metaverse technology. So he's literally predicting the shit that he's investing in. He's like, I predict that because I'll make you do it. That's what this whole thing is. It's him saying, my predictions, I'm Bill Gates, I'll give you my prediction. Bill Gates, I'm Bill Gates, I'll give you the prediction. Everyone will have a chip inside of them for the vaccine. How? I'll make you do it. That's basically what this is, though. Let's keep going.
Human interactions are important for all of us, but it might just make your life a bit easier. Gates said, within the next 2 or 3 years, I predict most virtual meetings will move from a 2D camera image grid, which I call the Hollywood Squares model, although I know that probably...
I predict you're coming in at Zucks. This is Bill Gates saying, oh, remember that piece of shit Zucks ripped? Apparently Zucks dissed him back in the day, too. That's the thing. Apparently back in the day, Bill Gates went to Zucks and said, hey, baby, I'm a psycho. You're a psycho. Let me mentor you. Let me teach you something. Let me bring you up in the game like me. And this is the issue with these sociopaths. Zucks said, go fuck yourself, you old fuck. I'm going to beat your ass, too. No respect. If they're brown, they would not do that. Honestly, honestly, that's so mean. That's so rude to just say about white people. But it is such a not white all white people, but it is such an American, like fuck you, dad. Fuck you, dad. Fucking oh, daddy's here. Go fuck yourself, Bill Gates. And now Bill Gates is saying, oh yeah, metaverse. I predict everyone will be in a simulation similar to like a metaverse type of technology. I don't know, made by Microsoft, and it'll probably cost about $44.99 a month. We'll just automatically take the payments out of the bank accounts, and yeah, that's my prediction. Are you fucked? You sociopath? You're making the thing. Don't tell me predictions. This guy, let's keep it going.
Dates me to the metaverse, a 3D space with digital avatars. He said, what's coming is a kind of virtual meeting with people that replicates the feeling of being in an actual room with them.
What's
to make
coming
this
is
happen, you need things like virtual reality goggles and motion detector technology. But if Bill got this one
Meta.
right, the adoption of such tech will happen sooner than we think. Still, if this will be partially beneficial to humans is debatable. There are a lot of people out there that think we need to put our tech down a bit more and embrace the old-fashioned thing of being together in the skin. Gates also had some bad news in regard to how we use technology. Number 4, he said one of the worrying things in 2020.
This is another thing that pisses me off about this one. I'm gonna rip 2 on Gates because he is really, we saw some psychopath moves from him last year. Just in the last couple, I thought he was great, by the way. I thought he was a great guy. And Stephen also was very upset. I remember the day that we had a meeting about this. And I remember Stephen was very upset. When he heard about these Epstein connections, I remember Stephen was very upset. He almost it was like personal for him. He was like, "Did you hear the Bill Gates? Oh, okay, well, I want to talk about that." He was mad. They're like, so apparently he's one of these guys with the kids at fucking Epstein's fucking shit. This guy's running the planet. He was pissed. Anyway,
2021 that he noticed was a heightened lack of trust in governments. He said, based on what I've seen over the
because of you idiot. Because psychos like you go in, take the money to make a vaccine, and then when it's time to give it to the world, you say, "Oh no, we have sorry, it's our patent." Capitalism. Hey, people are saying that 200,000 people in the world might have died because of him, just because he didn't just give the vaccine. So rude. This is what he does, though. He's manipulating government. I don't believe in the microchip in your vaccine thing that people say that he's trying to put a microchip in the vaccine. I don't believe in that. Just the real stuff is fucked up. But just like these predictions, the conspiracy theorists on Bill Gates, the reason why the conspiracy theorists, they're technically wrong, like factually they're wrong. Fine, fair enough. But the reason why they're doing important work and doing God's work is because they're bringing our attention. They're saying, hey, this guy's a psycho. This guy's a psycho, and I'm getting a channeling. He will rule us. Like they're doing, that's what the conspiracy theories are. He's making microchips, putting microchips in people, and then people take a button and control you. That's what they're doing with Bill Gates. They're predicting it's almost like a metaphor for what he really is. And that's what we found out that he is this year, and it's terrifying, that him and Zuck's gonna be
the last couple of years, I'm more worried than I've ever been about the ability of governments to get big things done. People wanted someone to blame for the pandemic and the lockdowns and the hardships, and so they chose the government, he said. But he also said the lack of trust came in the form of a political divide, in which one side blamed the other. As for the media, it made hay while the people were busy putting the blame on the right or the left or the middle or the big.
Wow, so high and mighty this Bill Gates. He's putting himself as while I was being perfect and trying to fix the problem, while I was being like a perfect human being, operating perfectly and trying to fix the problem, left and right, and everyone's fighting. Why didn't you give the vaccines out, you piece of shit? That's why people don't trust government. Because you use the U.S. government money to make the vaccine, and then when it was part of the deal of the government's going to pay for it, part of the deal was we have this open source tech, whatever. He steps in and says, no, it's our technology. Doesn't give out the vaccine, the copyright or whatever the hell it is for the vaccine. And as a result, the last time I read an article about it, they said at least 200,000 people in the world died because he's being a greedy little pig. Let's keep going.
Of the extreme to both sides. Gates said there are many reasons for this growing divide, including a 24-hour news cycle,
such a psycho,
reports headline generation, and the rise of social media. What
put your name
is an increase in the spread of misinformation, aka fake news. No doubt he's seen himself in a few articles that say dubious things about him. If he read the comments on the social media platforms where the stories were posted, he would have seen one side calling the other ignorant or perhaps designating them as sheeple, while the other side accused its foe of being moronic tinfoil hat wearers. You've all seen it, and it worries Mr. Gates. At the end of the day...
Oh, does it worry Mr. Gates? Does it worry Mr. Gates? Look at this. He says, at the end of the day, society
needs robust debate, but it doesn't need mass hatred and cynical distrust.
I mean, you know what? That really pisses me off because he's the one who's creating that cynicism. He's the one who's creating that distrust, I feel like, in a lot of ways. But let's move on. That was number 15. Let's move on to Elizabeth April. We got to move on, guys. Let's not give Bill Gates this white man so much screen time here when we got some great predictions, some very great and positive stuff from people like Elizabeth April. 2022 predictions with Elizabeth April, killing it. And really, I'm pretty sure there's some real solutions here with Elizabeth April. A lot of doom and gloom so far. I get it. Great excuse for political discussion. That's how I'm seeing it. But let's see what Elizabeth April has to say. Let's take a look.
But once again, I hope that I see all of you at the Galactic Federation meeting that's happening January 11th.
Missed it.
It's going to be really great. We're going to get into very specific things about Prince Andrew, the Epstein case, all of that crazy stuff.
I can't believe I missed it.
Where the white hats are. I want to see where we are as far as ascending crystalline frequency. So we'll check into all of that. Also, hopefully.
That's crazy that they do keep tabs on people at the meeting. See, that does seem a little negative. Like I remember I was in a meditation thing where I'm like, where I told them one time, where I even said to them, like, you know, let's keep it all in metaphors and let's make sure we're talking about like day to day, like how can loving kindness help in your life? But yeah, you always have there's people that are like, no, I'm keeping tabs. We're gonna be at the next meeting. We're gonna see what's happening there.
I'll see all of you at the free coaching call that is happening on January 22nd at, I believe, 1 p.m. PST.
Oh my God, missed it.
And that's going to be really fun because I get to tune into your energies and pick people who I think are going to resonate with the group.
Okay.
So last but not least, about 2022, I want to talk a little bit about numerology.
I mean, that's why we're here. The twos and the twos and the twos.
2022 is obviously like a very aligned year, and aligned being 222 is a pretty cool number in general. So the number of 2 is always about duality. It's about polarity, but it's also about that kind of twin flame sort of energy of 2 sides coming together. So as much as it could mean duality and polarity, it could also mean unity and unity within your own life. Just realize that if you're single, it could mean finding the right relationship partner. I did also pick up on a lot of like partnerships happening in 2022 at that level as well. So that's really good. Now, if you add up 2, 2, and 2, you get 6. And 6 is the number of cycles and movement. So things are going to really happen rapid pace in 2022. And the thing that I've been channeling a lot about my own life and a lot of other people's lives in 2022 is there's going to be a lot of traction. So what you've noticed in 2020 and 2021 is that it's like you're just spinning your wheels.
Listen.
2022 is like, I want it and it's happening.
Listen.
And so things are going to really just move really rapidly for you in 2022. So be
Make
aware
notes.
of that. And then last but not least, and then I'm going to ask you all about the mug, is what was it about 2022? There's one more thing. 1 second.
Oh my God. There's like 4 seconds. Oh.
The mug.
So important. Come on, Elizabeth, bring it home, baby. Come on. Oh, this happens to me so much. It's gone?
All right, let's hear it. What do you guys think is in this mug? I'm really excited for this. It's yummy.
Okay, well, let's read some comments. How's everybody feeling? So yeah, channeling, you guys are insane. 2084, excuse me. Insanely in love with God, maybe. So 3 cycles and movements are satanic. Listen, I think you can go to her, Elizabeth April, check out her. She's got some courses. She's got some classes. Check it out. Listen, numerology, it's fun stuff, I think, right? Like it's a fun thing. And you never know, right? Like there's ghosts behind me right now. Who knows what the hell's going on? 999 is satanic, but 66 is okay. Redone. I think that's correct. I'm not numerology. I teach loving kindness. Okay? I teach loving kindness. So don't. Remember that, like, we're getting the information from the people. I'm not the one. Do a video on Christopher Mitchell. He's a scammer who sells fake gambling winning strategies. He's scamming people out of hundreds of thousands. Christopher Mitchell, Bigfoot. Listen, I'm going to put a pin in that. Christopher Mitchell. I'm actually very excited to see that. Can you actually do me a favor, buddy, and just send me a link? And I'm gonna bring up our next channel is DNA Awakening. Incredible channel. I actually want you to watch a little bit of the opening of it. It's so tight. Like, it's just the graphics and everything are so impressive.
Video is going to be shocking for most people.
Like the professionalism.
Divine intervention.
The professionalism on these channels. I love it. I've talked about the Pleiadian channels too. So tight. But check this out.
Today's video is going to be
the truth is hard to swallow. This is actually the thumbnail I use for our thumbnail. Let's get into it.
Shocking for most people. During the 21st Divine Intervention meditation stream launched by our YouTube channel DNA Awakening,
Okay.
We have received an unexpected strike from several dark forces, trying to stop and mess with our meditation session, but in fact they couldn't. And our
Damn.
live stream.
Dude, if anyone came into my meditation, dude, we had some like trolls at my meditation. I wonder, imagine like one of you's here. We had some trolls at my meditation. We had to make it like, yo, my congregation was pissed. Trolls came into the meditation, but they're saying that they're getting banned by YouTube because of the dark forces. Yeah, let's keep going.
Stream has accomplished the 11 hours, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds, which is the divine light code. As a response, they attempted to take down our website, DNAawakening.org,
Wow.
and regrettably, they were succeeded.
Wow, dude. This is so, like, these graphics, though.
Which caused an unexpected
I mean, look at these graphics. You know, you say whatever you want. These people are working hard, man. This is hard work put into this. This is, like, great stuff, man. Honestly. But let me just find you the spot where they make the prediction. The thumbnails are incredible, too, from these guys. Let's take a look. Here we go. Okay, let's go.
Change reaches its tipping point. It might occur anytime between now and the first quarter of next year, and it will be marked by a major worldwide event of some type that is spectacular, cannot be concealed, and that the general public will be aware of and understand. With this event, there is a lot of heating up going on right now. When it comes to dominoes and wild cards, it is important to remember that the controllers have been doing everything they can to conceal the truth.
So they think that there's like basically government and it's all bloodlines government. So that's very important because they talk about bloodline government and then aliens controlling them. Now, the aliens, I don't know. Bloodline government, they're not wrong on that. What they're basically doing is they're doing a metaphoric, basically call out on the upper class. You know, where you think people like a Trudeau piss you off, people like a George W. Bush piss you off. This is real political commentary. They're saying, hey, man, we can't let these people be in charge just because their dad was in charge. They're idiots. Excuse me. George W. Bush, I mean, look, say whatever you want about Trudeau. I feel like George W. Bush is going to be seen as like, this guy could have been a tipping point of like a downfall of America. You know what I mean? Like, that's how bad of a president. He was awful. Trudeau, I don't know. I mean, the Emergencies Act is a lot, but let's keep going.
Vert this benevolent agenda, redirect, and distract the masses so that they will not figure out what is going on and who has been orchestrating the divide and conquer strategy as well as the use of bioweapons psyops. Those of us who are still able to think clearly in the midst of the fog of war may plainly see that the injection symptoms are encouraged varieties. The purposeful injury and tormenting of people and other living things is something that both of us hate. As a result, the United States is strategically essential in both spiritual warfare and global warfare against the controllers, who are the selected bloodlines and aliens who operate at the very top of the global control pyramid. It is important.
Aliens, no, but the bloodlines, I see what they're saying. They're making this is a very strong political statement. Don't ignore it. I know you're looking at other stuff and saying, wait, what's this guy? Is it the facts? Do they have the numbers? Don't worry about all that. This is a discussion. Bloodlines is a big issue. Why is Prince Andrew famous or able to do what he does? And what good is it for anyone, really? Like letting them keep being king, queen, all this nonsense, like some children's fairy tale shit. What good is it for society? And for himself, too. It ruined his life, too, because he's a silly guy now. So we need more attack on the bloodlines. I can't believe how many people are like, the queen, how can you say about the queen? She carries an honor, she does it. Hey, the son's a hard pervert, okay? Just had to pay off just had to pay off like a settlement, tons of money, British taxpayer money. What good is it? Not good for the culture, not good for them either, but let's keep going.
Important to remember that many of the people in charge of the NA agenda seem to be human, but they are not. They are the ones who have been placed in charge by their superiors in order to cultivate mankind for their species.
Okay, so the bloodlines people, okay, so here's what they're doing. The bloodlines people are a metaphor for people who just inherited power and inherited money and who just get to wake up and be in charge of shit, but they have no idea what the hell they're doing. Bunch of weirdos, bunch of psychos, bunch of weirdos. The aliens, I think the alien is the sociopaths. Because if you think about it, that's who runs us. You know what I'm saying? Most of us are kind of chill. We're not going to, like, you're a good person. You don't want to get into politics. You're a nice person. Who's in politics? There's two types of people in politics. Bloodline, even senators. Like, I saw a stat that said, like, something like 70% of Canadian senators, the dad was a senator. Is that the best person for the job? A little bit, actually, because sometimes you learn the skills from the dad, but not really. It should be the best person wins. Keep it fresh, keep it, popping. Occasionally you get a good, sometimes the bloodline goes up, sometimes the bloodline goes down, but a lot of these people, the bloodline has been going down. That's what they call late capitalism. You know what I mean? Like the rich people, like capitalism is supposed to be this meritocracy, but with this bloodline shit, no meritocracy there. So to save capitalism, I think you got to get rid of that. And then the other thing, the aliens, that's the psychos, I think. Because that's the two people in politics. That's the two people who would want to run a society mass of people. It's the half of them are psychos, half of them are, you know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going.
While it may be difficult to watch the harm and devastation that is occurring throughout the world, as well as the fact that humanity will have to recover from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, as a result of what has occurred, as well as having lived through a real-time genocide, it is necessary. When we emerge into a totally different form of this reality system, humanity triumphs in a far better timeline in which the truth is allowed to be expressed and we restore our liberties. We are said to have won. As we approach the Christmas season, things might get tense, and the happenings on the outside may seem even more bizarre, if that is even possible. Make every effort not to hold the negativity in your heart.
See that? And that's where the positivity comes in. Whatever the wild shit they predict, whatever it is, if they know what they're doing, they always come back here. No negativity in the heart.
And instead direct your attention to spiritually strengthening yourself, asking for guidance and acting on it, and making plans for how you will be of service after we have gone through this major event.
Be of service. Yep.
In the midst of society's disintegration, some of us are gently putting together our own parts to prepare for what is to come. And
make sure you prepare. A lot of uncertainty coming. You don't have to believe in this. There's a lot of uncertainty coming. It's not going to be like before where you just have a job for 40 years. Every economist is saying this. And it's the hardest thing to do is change. You got to change every day almost. You just got to look at us. Look at what we're doing. Look at what we're doing. Steven's gone. We're here. We're still working. We're here. I'm going to go downtown tonight. I'm going to set up a venue for a live meditation. I'm going to go downtown tonight. I'm going to set up a venue to do a live Just Dance show. How tight is that going to be? How sexy is that going to be? Proactive, make a plan, make it happen. None of this, how are you being of service? Proactively, make it happen. The world is different now. You got to think on your toes. You got to make your own shit. Dude, you make your life, God damn it.
How we may best be of service to mankind in the process.
Yep. Correct.
This might be as simple as cleaning up the pieces of shattered family connections or as complex as assisting people in understanding these changes and what is occurring on the planet throughout the ascension cycle, among other things.
Yep.
It is certain that some will be unwilling to change.
It's true. Like as we're going into this time of like constant change, you will be a beacon of light in your family, in your culture, in your friends, if you can still be strong, confident, be proactive, figure something out, versus coming back every time and saying, I don't know what to do. It's too hard. I'm not saying there's going to be days like that, maybe. But if you can be like, if you're that person who goes, hey, man, I did this. It's cool. It's working, whatever. I made money and now that's being paid. I got to do the society needs you. Then you are a beacon of light.
And as a result, they will be forced to leave since there will be no turning back. It is either time to adjust to the new reality or time to go.
Wow, go where? He's basically saying like, see that's a dark again. It got positive, then it got dark again. He's basically saying like, you better fucking figure it out or you die. That's it.
Although this is a sophisticated subject that I have touched on in bits in a number of different seminars and newsletters, many of you who are new to the program,
so he has been teaching it,
may not have heard or read the earlier material. Please do not allow dread to creep into your thoughts as a result of this knowledge.
Woo! God is great.
There has never been a better moment to overcome fear, calm your mind, and deepen your connection with God and Christ consciousness.
And God is great.
Connect with the things that make you laugh, that make you feel loved and thankful.
Look at this guy bringing it home. Say that he's not bringing it home. Urain, anyone. Say, okay, he said some dark shit. He said, figure it out or you're going to fucking die, basically, a second ago. But tell me he's not bringing it home on this last little hitter. And that's what they do on this DNA channel. It's actually very inspiring. Really, it's like a loving kindness meditation. But let's keep it going.
And focus your attention on the things that have significant importance for you in your life. God, as well as our loving Christos family, are on our side. They are working quite hard on our behalf, and there are many strange things occurring that are blessings that will allow us all to possibly see miracles in the near future. Do not be swayed by fear-based narratives about what the world seems to be like on the outside.
Woo,
For
God
this
is great.
not the case.
And God is great.
There are many excellent and beneficial things occurring for mankind right now that we cannot see because they are taking place on the inside. Because it will occur at God's perfect time, and because this change will require us to investigate a new society, we will need to be flexible, adaptive,
Yes,
and linked to
yes.
our hearts as well as to God's sanctifying spirit. We're going to work through this together. As long as you continue to watch or listen to our YouTube channel and complete our tasks, in addition to spreading the word about this information, you may share your opinions about this video in the comments box at the bottom of this page. Our website has
that's
much
enough.
more material, which may be read.
That's enough of that. Okay, we don't need to hear his advertisements for his join my cult now. Andy Tuesday says Dow down 700 points. Very interesting, Andy Tuesday, because we just predicted that right here on the trip. Tell him, everyone, tell him. If you go back, I don't know the time code right now, but if you go back, yeah, we did predict it. And it is now 222. It's 224 now, actually. So we've gone over the Texas 222, and now we've gone over the Toronto 222. Urain says you'll be safe so long as you especially like and subscribe. Yes, let's use that. That's good messaging. Andy Tuesday, dude, that's so funny. The Dow's down 700 points. Yeah, we just did predict that. So one of the earlier predictions was like the markets are going to go to shit. Listen, hey, this is what we're here to talk about, right? This is what we got to get together. We got to figure this out, right? So let's keep it rolling. I love this lady, Jodie Patrick, Vedic astrologer, basically Hindu astrologer. Jodie Patrick. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Joni Petrie, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to give you a little update on the United States and where it's heading according to its birth chart and the leader, President Biden's chart. By comparing these two charts, we can get a sense of what is to be happening in the United States. So
I just wanted to show you that just so you have a sense that, like,
very
she's doing her math. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to show you the open. But this is where they go into, and this is some heavy predictions she's dropping here. Let's check it out.
interesting. Around the same time, we've got the transit of Jupiter around 28 degrees of Aquarius. So Jupiter is casting a trine to that Mercury. So we have Jupiter trining it, Mars and Saturn squaring it, and K2 sitting on the president's Mercury.
Sick.
Now going to his chart. Mercury is not a good planet for his chart. It is in his 12th house.
Didn't we just, what did we say earlier? Who's taking notes? What did we say earlier? What did we say earlier already predicted on this channel? Biden might not make it through 2022. I'm telling you, it's big in the psychic sphere. It's big prediction in the psychic sphere across the board. Across all political spectrums, it's big prediction in the psychic sphere. Biden, I don't know. 2022, is he going to make it through? I don't know. I don't wish that upon him, that anything negative would happen to him. I don't wish death on anyone, even my greatest enemy. But this is what, if everyone's saying it, this is where we're at. Probably because he looks like that. But anyway, let's keep going.
Which is the house of endings and losses. And it also rules the 8th house and the 11th house. Now, the 11th house ruler in Vedic astrology is never a great planet, but the 8th house is detrimental. The 8th house is endings. So I want you to be aware of all this planetary energy that's hitting his Mercury, and be aware if you have any planets around that degree mark, you're going to have an enormous shift and change in your life. I know I do. So there's going to be a big change coming for me as well. So this is a point to take reference of. I will be keeping you posted because there are so many things that are going on. But I thought it was very, very important to give you an update on what's going to be happening little by little to keep you informed. But this is an important turnabout, and we have to be mentally, spiritually, and emotionally prepared so that we can make the best of it. And it's not going to be a bad thing because eventually it's got to turn around. But here's why I say it's not a bad thing. Because whenever Jupiter and Saturn aspect the same point, it's called a point of manifestation. Saturn's aspecting it and Jupiter's aspecting it. And therefore, it's going to manifest something that is relative to what that planet rules and what house it's in.
Damn.
So look at your chart and see if you have any planets around 28 degrees of Libra. That's the point, the crucial point to pay attention to. Of course, if you have a planet at 28 degrees of Capricorn, it's important as well as Cancer or Aries. But Libra is the place to watch. So with that, I'd like to close, and I'll keep you updated throughout the year with these predictive updates. So
thanks, Joni. Joni's good. I love her, man. I think she's got a great personality. Really got some good predictions in the game. And honestly, like, you know, if you're going to predict that Biden's going to croak, I mean, now's the time to do it, right? I mean, now's the time to do it. I mean, look at the guy. So it's pretty, you know, it seems pretty reasonable, but I like that she does her math on it. You know what I'm saying? She's got all that. So let's keep it rolling. And we got like we're in our top 10 right now. Yep, we're in our top 10. Let's see. Let's see Camilla Sutton. Again, another one coming in with something that I've always had issues with.
And has to be still again.
Here we go, the retrogrades.
Watch for 30th October, 12th January. Mars is turning retrograde. And then Mercury is retrograde. This is something that we watch all the time.
Amazing, dude. Look at this setup. I mean, she's doing what we're doing, man. Why? What gives her the rejuvenation? What gives her the strength? It's the signs, man. You got this is what I'm saying. Like these discussions create a spiritual rejuvenation. It's great. It's good stuff.
It's all in earth signs. So actually Mercury retrogrades are quite good. 14th January to 3rd February, 10th May to 3rd June, Virgo 19th September to 2nd October.
Write it down.
So all the retrogrades, usually I put the retrogrades in my diary. I know, I mean, not for me because I'm seeing charts all the time. So I'm looking at this diary. So this page, I'm using Sri Jyoti Star, the software, and he has a very good page here. So here, I'm just going to go to
it's got the software,
2022.
Damn. Look at this software.
So here, this is 2022. It's giving all the ingresses. That means when planets change signs, you can look at all the signs. You can also look.
I like, you know, you can't say they're not. You can't say they're not doing the work. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to show you something that just say they're not. You can't say they're not doing the work. But let's look at some remedies because, like, you know, let's keep because we do want to keep it positive. Let's watch these remedies.
So now coming to the end of today's classes, what about remedies? You see, we cannot think about doing something without remedies. So the transits are always moving. They affect the mind and emotions. We need to watch for difficult days, avoid making important decisions, being in large crowded places, generally treat with caution. When you know this is a disturbed energy, give yourself a caution and say, okay, this is a disturbed energy. I need to do something about it. Now, there are practical remedies. You can think about, this is throughout the year. You can think about nurturing your mind through good food, natural and seasonal, Ayurvedic diet, regular habits, sleeping, eating at proper times, connecting to nature. These are simple remedies. And the yogic remedies, those I would say are most important. You know, over the years, I've known Swami Sita now over 20 years at least, but I've known about the Swami Shivananda's teaching, ashram teachings for a long time. And I've been following.
You know, I gotta say, the gamer grandma face cam, listen, Vanguard needs to hire this woman. No, but I like the gamer grandma face cam though. I mean, it is like, listen, you have your games, they have their games. Okay, don't make judgments.
Humans, because of the increase.
This is a great channel I found actually. Whoa, I didn't subscribe. 77.3 channeling Eric. This is interesting. Her This is Elise Meduse, MD. No, so after my son Eric Meduse took his own life, he began to visit friends, family, and the readers of my blog. Yeah, so you know what? It's channeling Eric is the channel. And clearly, all these predictions are going to be correct. Right? Right? Drip? I don't want to hear any comments. Don't say anything. Let's be very careful here. We want to make sure that we're being very positive and you know, just listen to the predictions and see. Let this be a practice of loving kindness. Hear the predictions, watch your judgments. Just see what is the positive. Let's go.
Increase in their frequency and their consciousness, we can access energies that we honestly have almost never been able to before. So just getting quiet and yeah, there's something to do with stargates.
Oh, well, is there a specialty of this kind of light that's coming in?
Yes, it feels, what I'm hearing the words is pure photonic light, and it is causing significant upgrades. And it feels like a lot of negative structures are being cleared right now by people. There's some people on the planet that are working on this project very directly, and they're working with particular groups of star beings at the moment. So we've got some humans, like a particular important group of humans, and they're working with Vesuvians, Andromedans, Arcturians, Pleiadians, Lyratean lines.
They're human, or are they alien, or the human hybrids we're talking about?
Both. Okay. Yeah. But there's a huge cleanup project happening. And so we may feel the effects of that. And we have access to higher dimensional energies as a result. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, just real quick, yes or no. Will the US see nationwide blackouts or loss of internet because of a cyber attack?
It's hard to say yes or no exactly, but since you said like 60% no, 40% yes.
Okay.
That's the best way I can do it.
That's great. And that's great. And that's great. Channeling Eric, great channel. Check it out. Great predictions here. This is one of the three. We got a cyber attack. I wanted to make sure we got a cyber attack in there. And I wanted to make sure we feature this channel because you know what? They're doing, they're working hard. They're doing some real great stuff. And look, you know, it's one of those things where you go, are there alien beings channeling to us? Listen, nobody knows that. But what we do know is that when we're doing something good, right? When we're doing something new and creative, which is really what we all have to do now. We're going into a life of like, you have to be totally creative. And in order to be creative, where do creative ideas come from? Where do original ideas come from? You don't know, I don't know. Is it aliens? I don't know. I can't tell you where half of my ideas come from. This whole thing's channeled in. It's one of the things we learn in meditation. So ultimately, you know, I know a lot of you are going to have a hard time with like, do I actually believe this? Or is this just like a thing? Don't think about all that. What I want you to think about here is I want you to think about like what she's saying, which is that when you are doing good creative work, the, you know, the higher power is here to help you. That's all you have to think about. When you're doing good, creative, interesting work, creating something brand new, you're not sure what to do. We were talking about that. A lot of uncertainty we're going into. There's a lot of uncertainty. Nobody knows. This young generation, I don't know what. Nobody knows what they're going to do. A lot of them are just living at home. A lot of people in general are just living at home. I got to move the fuck out of here myself. I told my mom the other day, she's like mad at me. And I'm like, Mom, I got to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Here's what here's how I tell my mom. I like, look, let me go find one. And then I'll just talk her into coming in here. That's basically, and she was like, okay, go. That's basically that's it. I'm like, let me just go downtown, run my shit for a little bit, get it solid. Because I'm just going to have my apartment downtown for a couple of months anyway. But it does, like, you can get away with having sex in your mom's house. You can drive to someone's house and have sex with them a couple of times. But dating, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't think so. I think you kind of have to have your own space. So I'm like, just cool it. So upset. Just cool it. I'm going to get downtown. I'm going to get some pussy. And then I'll lock down a solid. And then I'll talk her into, she comes back here. Big house. We got a big house, big studio. Richard Matthews says, I love it. Amish, I love you too, baby. Amish, please create another arranged marriage skit. Well, listen, if the gods channel it in, it will be done, Yahubi. If the gods channel it in, it will be done. What do we got here? Can you do an analysis on false prophet, scam artist, televangelist Kenneth Copeland? Yes, Kenneth Copeland. You know what? We could even end with a Kenneth Copeland today because he does have bangers. Crypto Rich. That's how it goes over here. Hispanic family, lol. Let me spread my wings. When I got my own shit, you come live with me. That's it. Crypto Rich knows, Habibi. It is maybe a Hispanic family. Yes, a lot of brown families. Let's just say brown. You know what I'm saying? And maybe the white man will have to live like this too. We're going into, listen, very difficult times. A couple of predictions already made about how the economy is going to collapse. There's not going to be any money, cyber attacks, this, that, whatever. You're going to drive home all the time to be like, Dad, you okay? Mom? Like, you got to, listen, bunker it all in. Let me tell you something. A lot of these white people, they were all sold this dream. Everyone gets a house. Everyone gets a car. Everyone gets this. Might have all just been on debt. The country as a whole is in debt. Might have just been, it really is, because in Europe they do that too. America might be like a 30-year, 40-year anomaly because it's only 30, 40 years that people do this. Before that, and really, what is it all for? What is all the extra money and all this stuff for? Because now you're going to move out. Now she, then you got to get a therapist because nobody talks to you. Then she's got to go to an old age home. You got to pay another $20,000, $50,000 a month for that. Then you get it after you get your therapist. And then you have wife, kid. Therapist is going to be the guy to do therapy for the rest of your life. You get your wife, she's in therapy, have kids, they need a babysitter because both of you working all the time. So you two with therapists, she's with the fucking old age home, just live in the same house. For what? Because it's awkward to have sex? Just live in the same house. You don't got the money. I remember I was hooking up with this girl in Toronto and her parents just gave her a separate entrance. Yes. Eastern European. Parents gave her a second entrance, and that's fine. And don't make judgments. I tell people, Americans, white people, they say, oh my God, when's she going to grow up? It's like, hey, in this economy, I don't know. And also, I don't think maybe y'all ever did deserve everyone gets their own house, everyone gets their own car. Just cool it. 2884 says race is a thing anyway. No, of course not. We're all human and we all, yeah, no, it's fine. This next guy, though, we're at number 8. We're at number 9. So we're at number 9. This next guy, he's a CoffeeZilla favorite. If you watch CoffeeZilla's channel, you've seen this guy. If you've seen my channel too, I think I featured this guy too. So let me add him to the stream. Full layout. Oh, here we go. There we go. Shri Master Akarshana. Shri Master Akarshana. Let's take a look at his predictions for the new year. Let's take a look.
Constant. Now let that message land for a moment. Humans are not so good with change. When things change, they're only constant. Now let that message land. You feel something and you've been pulled by this universal force of nature for a long time and you have been doing it and your mind's been stopping you with the fears and the doubts or the uncertainty for change. Understand that humans are not so good with change, yet change is the only constant. Now let that message land for a moment.
Yes.
Humans are not so good with change. When things change.
He's not. Listen to the good part and then we'll discard the negative part, but just listen.
They go into chaos, but change is the only constant. And then when you take that into consideration, what should you do? Embrace change. You should see change as a good thing. You are moving towards positive change. How can I empower myself more? How can I equip myself better? How can I find the right coaches, the right mentors to be able to guide me along?
That's the problem, right? That's the issue, right? Like at least the other one was saying, hey, like go inside, pray to the star, seed, angel, Pleiadian, whatever. You know, use your creativity basically. That's how I see it. But then what's this guy saying? Get a mentor, get a coach, get a this, and then he's on the video. We know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? This is this is really like a CoffeeZilla production, you could say. Still, he's still involved business-wise. So let's just make sure we draw a clear line here. The first thing he said is absolutely powerful. The second thing he said, get a coach, get a mentor. No. Go out and live your life and start a banger project, and the coaches and mentors will naturally appear in the world. And they're not going to say, call me your coach, call me your mentor, unless they're weird. Only weird business losers are like, yeah, you could say I'm your mentor. I can mentor you. Like, guy, fuck off. You're a human being. I'm a human being. it's natural to give advice. Just like a dog, you take a dog for a walk, they see another dog, they see, let's go. Let's be friends. And then all the people around the dogs are all just having dumb conversations. Yesterday, I took my sister's dog for a walk, and I'm just talking to this woman and her daughter, and they're just telling me, like, she leaves hair all the time. Hair all over the house. So we got the vacuum. We got the Hoover pet. He gets the pet hair, picks it up, and I sat there and I just listened to this. I said, Why? Because the dog raised the vibration. The dog was there, so it was very natural to just have a loving conversation with someone. But this is a problem with our society today, is that we've monetized and commodified everything. And this guy, when they talk about this, they go, get a coach, get a mentor. These guys will just, they'll just rip some powerful stuff. Like what he said first was like, change is going to be constant now. And yet, humans hate change. Absolutely correct. That's good. So the solution is be proactive, be on your toes, be conscious, be aware in this moment. You know, like think for yourself, call on the angels if you have to. If you need to go to God, you need to go Jesus, you need to go Buddha, call someone. Pleiadians, Arcturians, I don't care. But look at how this guy goes immediately to get a coach, get a mentor. So this is where we have to draw the line, and that's it.
On the way, how can I see the people who have been there before me? How can I dive into new realms I've never dived into before?
That's also correct. So he's really mixing it in.
And when I get that uncomfortable feeling, how about instead of having this false intuition and thinking that, oh, it must be the universe saying that it's not right for me, understand that outside of comfort zone is where the real magic happens.
That's very tight. That's very good.
So sometimes you get that pull, you get that calling, get uncomfortable. It's okay. Know that the universe always has your back. So this is my message for everybody here today. And Happy New Year to you all. And I'm wishing you all the most beautiful blessings for 2022 moving forward. Do let us know inside the comments below, right? What are your intentions? What change are you looking for?
Wow, what a sweetie baby. But yeah, too bad he's just selling these get rich quick courses, right? Is it right? That's the ish. Look, this is a CopyZilla joint. Okay, we're not gonna just turn around and start being like, but no, you can see it. Honestly, if you watch the video, all through the video, he's got all these references to like, and that's why it's good to have a teacher and someone who can guide you through that. It's like he's constantly dropping little hints of it, and then the call to actions are all around after too. So I don't really agree with that. I don't like it. But you know what? Yeah, I guess it's weird because Steven's standard is always like, are you promising people that they're going to get rich? And if the answer is no, like I was surprised when he didn't like hate pickup artists more. Like I thought that he would be like, pickup artists, it's a scam, not allowed, whatever. And he's kind of looking at pickup artists like, well, they didn't tell you that you're going to get rich. They told you that you're going to get laid. It's too much of a gray area. There's nothing you can do there. So I don't know. That's a tough one. But anyway, I had to make sure that we get to this next very big, very banger, coming at number 7, Marin Altman. I'm going to give her the subscribe. And she's going to give us some predictions for Russia versus Russia in general. And I know the world has our eyes on Russia, and we're looking at that, and we're wondering what's happening there. Let me just take a look at a couple of comments before we start it. Universe does not always have your back. What are you going to tell a 5-year-old with terminal cancer? Yehuvi, yeah, good point. You know, the thing is that I guess I'm such a positive guy that when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, the universe does have my back. So I guess it's kind of like the universe does have my back. But yeah, cancer when you're 5, I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I don't know. It's hard to tell what the meaning is. But yeah, man, hey, what are you gonna do? Fern, I knew someone from college who became one of his staff members. Makes me sad. Yeah, I know. You're right. That low-key looks like a poker table LMAO. Sure. And where's CopyZilla? Oh, well, you did not do your homework from yesterday. So go back and do your homework from yesterday. Well, finish this stream. Then after this, go back and do your homework from yesterday. Killer G. And then we have Russia is already invaded Ukraine. The 2 rebel areas are now full of Russian troops. Okay, that's great. And that's a great lead in to our next astrologer, our next prediction. Let's take a look.
past. So frankly, if I have to put this together and make a gutsy prediction, he's stepping up into power related to something based on the past, the Soviet Union. He's now recognized as having taken over other countries, other territories, other things under Russia's power. Now, this is a technique called zodiacal releasing, which outlines someone's life in terms of major world chapters and life events. And this is for Russia. This is for the country of Russia. Basically, it's outlining world eras chapters as if it were a book. So as of 2018, Russia entered a preparatory period of building up. In 2019, it had a moderate peak of some increase in power gained, and in 2024, July 4th, 2024, it will enter a major peak period of even more importance. The last time it was in a period similar to this was 2010. Frankly, I just realized I forgot to backtest that and see what happened, but the last time it was in the same period of a major peak was December 15th, 2010 until August 6th, 2012. Now, looking at Putin's zodiacal releasing, which is by far the most interesting thing here, he was in a peak period from 87 until 2005. He was in a completion period from 2006 onward, and he is still in this completion period of on a large level, bringing something to fruition and finishing up something that he had begun earlier on in his life during the 80s and 90s. Jesus Christ, my camera's falling. 2006 onward, Putin has been in a completion period where he entered a period of his life where he's tying things up, he's leaving his mark, and he's bringing things into fruition.
Right.
He entered a positive period on January 3rd, 2022. He enters a major peak period of importance, visibility, and accomplishment, and being very busy, end of August onward until 2024. 2024, April 22nd, 2024, he enters something called the loosening of the bond, which is where he will be transitioning in his career. He'll be pivoting, taking on a new role. It doesn't mean he's leaving his office, but this lining up with the peak period of Russia in 2024, I mean, the last time that this happened similarly was 2003 to 2004. He had a positive period and then a loosening of the bond where he was reelected, but there were major violent occurrences in Russia. 2003 to 2004 was very hectic in Russia compared to when I'm looking at it. Like, it was definitely a violent period. So it looks like he is gaining power, and he has a sudden transition into a new role of power, maybe over many more European areas by 2024.
Wow. Holy shit. So that's looking legit. Wait, can you not see that? The drip is saw that. He went to get some smokes and never came back. Yeah, that's so funny. But listen, y'all never saw that, did you? Oh my God, I got to show you that. What the hell? What? Did you hear it? So she's basically saying...
from 87 until 2005, he was in a completion period from 2006 onward, and he is still in this completion period of on a large level, bringing something to fruition and finishing up something that he had begun earlier on in his life during the 80s and 90s. Jesus Christ, my camera's falling. 2006 onward, Putin has been in a completion period where he entered a period of his life where he's tying things up, he's leaving his mark, and he's bringing things into fruition. He entered a positive period on January 3rd, 2022.
Right.
He enters a major peak period of importance, visibility, and accomplishment, and being very busy, end of August onward until 2024. 2024, April 22nd, 2024, he enters something called the loosening of the bond, which is where he will be transitioning in his career. He'll be pivoting, taking on a new role. It doesn't mean he's leaving his office, but this lining up with the peak period of Russia in 2024, I mean, the last time that this happened similarly was 2003 to 2004. He had a positive period and then a loosening of the bond where he was reelected, but there were major violent occurrences in Russia. 2003 to 2004 was very hectic in Russia compared to when I'm looking at it. Like, it was definitely a violent period. So it looks like he is gaining power, and he has a sudden transition into a new role of power, maybe over many more European areas by 2024. So TLDR on this one, because I feel like I need to wrap all that up. Watch for provocative, threatening language around the full moon on February 16th. Middle of March, Putin will probably become clear on the steps that he's taking and making promises on what he wants to do with Ukraine.
Middle of March.
Mid-April looks very intense. Very, I don't want to use the word bad.
It's a lot of static on her side, but that's fine. She's doing great. This is banger predictions here. I mean, this very much aligns with what's looking like could happen. Let's take a look.
It's bad. It looks bad. End of April looks like an alliance with another world leader or prominent world body. Middle of May looks like a
China? Well, we got something about that coming up.
Major eruption in Russia and Putin with the world trajectory that they are defining a lot of what happens April, May 2022. And whether you want to call it World War III or the Cold World War we're in, really defining that. End of May, it has clearly defined what it is going to be expanding its reach by. That might be Ukraine, it might be more. Jupiter, by May, it's clear what it's doing to expand. Putin is getting financially fortunate.
Okay, let's move on. We're moving on to The Simpsons. We got two predictions from The Simpsons. But that's rough. That's rough. That's the prediction coming from them. But you know what? That doesn't mean it's going to necessarily happen. It doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen. She just said that Putin's going to make a decision on what he wants to do but he's going to do that in mid-March. So we don't know what that is. That could be like, I love the people of Ukraine, I'm not going to do this to them. It could be like that. So that's good. What I like is she didn't say any war talk between them and America. So that's good. That's a good sign, and very positive in a way. 2084 says Putin is using forced migrations of Russians throughout done by the Soviet Union back in the day to justify invading ex-Soviet countries under the guise of uniting or liberating the population. Yeah. I'm sure Stalin's Astro chat was at peak as well when Operation Barbarossa started. Wow. Manish Thakur with the history jokes. Love it. Just tuned in. Did you cover the alien prediction already? Yeah, we've had an alien. Yeah, we did. We definitely had some alien. We had a couple of. We had channeling in angels, and we also had an alien. What was your prediction? What is your prediction, Amish? Oh, I've been saying them the whole time, but I'm not really. Casual gamer, $2 there. What is my prediction? Listen, I'm not qualified to give. I do loving kindness. I do loving kindness. So what I predict is that there's a lot of love. There's basically infinite love in your heart. And if you can shut off the mind and dive into that, you can channel it into your life in a way that'll create great prosperity for you. But specific predictions, listen, I don't do it. You know, especially when it comes to these dates. Whenever I see these dates, I always think, guys, isn't this moment perfect? So if I'm being totally honest, that's kind of where I'm at. But let's see the Simpsons. Simpsons got 2 banger predictions back to back. Let's keep it rolling.
Prediction would be the hallmark America's democracy. A female president, possible INFS world countries, but well, like draining all the water in the ocean. This prediction would be the hallmark America's democracy. A female president, possible INFS world countries, but well, like draining all the water in the ocean with a cup in third world countries. When millions of Americans voted for Joe Biden and...
Right? We already talked about this. So we've already had a prediction about Joe Biden this could be his last year. We've also had a prediction about how a black woman is going to run possibly with Donald Trump, possibly black conservative woman is going to be the next president of the United States. And when we were doing that was our first prediction coming in by New Nostradamus. Patrick Mark Hamilton, I think his name is, New Nostradamus. He said that basically there's going to be a black president, conservative black. He said Republican black president. I think it was a mistake. I think he's saying Biden's going to croak. Kamala Harris. Kamala. It's actually pronounced Kamala. And Kamala, like I said before, very conservative. He could have gotten the channels crisscrossed, and he thought it was Republican. It's actually just Kamala. Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris to win the 2020 election. They did so with the knowledge that there is a great likelihood that Harris will step into the top job in the next 4 to 8 years. Of course, while we absolutely do not wish any harm on 78-year-old Biden, it is conceivable that he may turn his duties over to his deputy at some point, which would make Harris the first U.S. female president ever. Happily, if Biden serves the full 4 to 8 years, Harris will be eligible to run for the presidency, which could mean that the Simpsons prediction of a female in the White House could finally come true.
Wow.
And it would be totally spectacular, having a female president in one of the leading countries in the world. It would give females in other countries a tangible hope for the presidency in their own country.
India's had a female, Pakistan's had a female. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, that didn't work out too well. Hey, just cool it. Be positive. Once America does it, then everyone's going to be like, okay. It's crazy how many like Muslim countries, India, have had female. Canada has barely had a female. Canada had a female by mistake once. And she was like pushed out of office as a goofball. Eileen May? She's great though. She was good. There's a book. My friend actually gave me a book about her. She's actually really cool, really smart. But, you know, politics is a dirty game, man. And they just tarred and feathered her and said, get out. So I like this. Very progressive.
This is more like a 2023 thing, though. But let's keep our fingers crossed. Anything can happen.
Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president. Reading, writing, and refilling the ocean. Thank you very much.
4. World peace. You would agree with us that this is one of the pressing things we need in this world. Especially after the chaos of 2020, the war in every part of every continent.
So yeah, that is 2 predictions actually too, because Simpsons also, it's not in this one, but we'll do world peace here. But Simpsons also predict, because we do need some positivity, but Simpsons also did predict that Biden would die in 2021. Now, don't look at that as like, oh, you got the facts wrong. No, just cool it. the way that prediction science works is that it's not really science. It's kind of like you work with the data, you work with the feelings. So the fact that they said 2021 Biden's going to go this year in the psychicosphere, we're hearing a lot of talk about Biden. This could be it. I don't know. And then you got black president coming in, and then female president from these guys. I'm seeing, yeah, I can see Kamala Harris becoming president, and I think you need a ripper like her because she is, pardon my language, but such a psycho. You know, like such a, oh my god, she's terrifying. And she is someone who could just hold that spot because Al Gore, like there's been some softy people like Al Gore. I remember when they were doing the recount when he lost the election against George W. Bush, George H.W. or George W. Bush. He lost the election. It clearly looked like they were cheating. But I remember seeing a lot of things that said that Al Gore was pressured into just conceding the election because he was like, well, I don't want people to fight. Well, I don't want everyone to be mad. So he just conceded the election and gave it to George W. Bush. Now, Kamala, she would not fuck around like that. She would be like, no, I'm the fucking president, bitch. And that's it. So let's do world peace, though.
Continent and the growing rate of terrorism and hunger. Perhaps the most pressing predictions that we would love to see come true from the Simpsons' prediction of world peace is surely at the top of everyone's wish list, especially after the pandemic and deaths of 2020. In the Springfield Files, the brilliant crossover episode with the X-Files, agents Mulder and Scully arrive in town to investigate a mysterious glowing being that appears each Friday night, proffering love and peace to the residents of Springfield. It turns out to just be Mr. Burns, goofed up to his eyeballs after his weekly life extension treatments at the Mayo Clinic and glowing from a lifetime of radiation exposure at the power plant.
So
but he
funny.
still manages to unite the world in a heartwarming display of togetherness, acceptance, and song. This
From
naturally very
Burns.
interesting episode predicts a unity of the world order. While we would want to have a baby translator, this is a prediction we really will come through in 2022. We hope.
Okay, next we gotta go. All right, let's move it on. Come on. Next we gotta go to Baba Vanga. Oh, no, this is not. Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga. She is blind, but she can see. She is blind, but she can see. Let me read a couple of comments before we start ripping on this. But look at this YouTube channel. It's so hilarious. Future World, 1.32 thousand. Honestly, I could have picked one with bigger hits, but it's fine. Welcome to Future World YouTube channel. Okay, where am I? I know X-Files classic, right? Gorgunjara. I love the South Park version of the of Al Gore. Remember Meaningberg? Okay, interesting. I'll have to check that out. Warehouse Dave 2021. Biden's soul and consciousness did die. Warehouse Dave. Warehouse Dave. Wow. Avid tuber. Good call on Margaret Thatcher. You got me. You got me. Margaret Thatcher. How am I going to miss Margaret Thatcher? You're absolutely right. And hard conservative. No, but that's what happens, right? It's like you need a woman to come in to bring in the womanly side. That's what the world needs, I feel like. And this is what I've even taught in my loving kindness teachings. But you get a woman who comes in, like, basically, women have one who are such hard asses that the conservatives are like, yeah, she'll do what we tell her. And that's kind of what Thatcher is. But she always was in charge and she ripped it. She did rip it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like she didn't rip it, but it is a lot. Amish, how could I be a guest one day on the drip? Is there Discord or email to apply? No, we're going to have guests. Listen, we're going to have a scam rehab maybe later this week. Yahubi, thanks for coming, baby. Love you. We're going to do it later this week, probably. We'll do a call-in show. Margaret Thatcher was first and foremost a libertarian. Yeah, fair. But that is very, like, I feel like that's very, I don't know. It's not what you want. You want the woman to come in and balance out the energy there, right? I wish Ron Paul would run, but he's too old now. So Tulsi Gabbard would be my second choice if I was American. 2084. Thank you for that. Avid Tuber 43. Biden sleeps for success. Kamala sleeps with others for success. Excuse me? Excuse me? Kamala? Listen, I've seen people just sleep to the middle, though. You know what I'm saying? She is very smart with that, too. No, and that's why you got to watch her, man. She is going to be, when she becomes president, oh, my God. Okay, let's turn the volume up on this, and let's check it out. Let's check out Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga's got hitters.
Previously, we have seen various huge media reports about individuals foreseeing natural disasters around the globe just as
Hold
future
up.
fiascos. Truth be told, a large number of these predictions have gotten particularly mainstream around the globe. That is no mystery. Notwithstanding, yesterday we saw an uncommon media report about a lady who is particularly well known among the individuals of the world. It is a novel media report about a lady named Baba Vanga who made many astounding forecasts numerous years prior. Truth be told, the media yesterday gave extraordinary consideration to her astounding expectation for the year 2021. Then, all of the world gave extraordinary consideration to this unique prediction. So we educate you regarding an astounding estimate for the year 2021 that was distributed numerous years back. Baba Vanga, by her real name Vangelia Gusharova, was a famous clairvoyant from Bulgaria. She was conceived in 1911 and kicked the bucket on August 11th of 1966.
Kick the bucket?
She lost her vision at 12 years old when she became mindful that God gave her an uncommon blessing.
Wow, but then she
The
could see.
visionary anticipated a progression of occasions, and the vast majority of them previously satisfied. The disintegration of the Soviet Union, the September 11, 2001 misfortune, the passing of Princess Diana, or the Chernobyl catastrophe
Resume,
are
tight
a portion
resume.
of the things she saw before they occurred. The popular visionaries' adepts guarantee that
Great resume.
85% of her forecasts satisfied up until this point. Purportedly, Baba Vanga had precisely anticipated the September 11th assaults in New York, the wave in Japan from 2004, and the climb of Islam. Over the long run, Vanga anticipated huge occasions, crossing until 5079, the year when the world would reach a conclusion, as per her cases. What did Baba Vanga predict for 2021? The blind Bulgarian clairvoyant predicted right before her death, at the age of 85, that 2021 will bring an invasion of the Muslim extremists over Europe, and that
A little late on that.
our continent will face chemical attacks from the Muslim invaders.
Interesting.
During the following period, the European continent could reach the end of its existence, also claimed Baba Vanga. More specifically, the prophet known as Nostradamus from the Balkans told the people close to her, the extremists will use an arsenal of chemical weapons against Europeans. For 2021, she also predicted the economic fall of Europe and an assassination attempt against the Russian president, Vladimir Putin.
Wow. So they're at least honest enough to tell you when she didn't get the hits. And I like that about them.
She believed that the threat for the Kremlin leader could come from within his country. Also, the American president Donald Trump will become sick with a mysterious disease that will leave him deaf, and he will suffer brain trauma. According to the clairvoyant said that the world will suffer from a lot of cataclysms and great disasters. The consciousness of people will change. Difficult times will come. People will be divided by their faith. We are witnessing devastating events that will change the fate and destiny of humanity, a reference to the changes we will soon have to face. For the distant future, she predicted that life in cosmos will be discovered, and
That's
suddenly
positive.
it will be clear how life on Earth first appeared,
And
and
God
in
is
the next
great.
200 years, people will get in touch with their spiritual siblings from other worlds.
Wow.
The Soviet Union will be rebuilt in the first quarter of the 21st.
Okay, this is not the prediction I wanted from her.
Over the world.
I think this is the prediction I wanted from her. So let's just watch this. The red dragon taking over. Watch this red dragon prediction. You're going to be like, holy shit. Nailed it.
That's right, folks. Clearly, Baba Vanga was a very busy lady while she was alive and had multiple predictions for the year 2022. In this one, she believes that a dragon will take over the entire planet. In fact, she is quoted as saying, "A strong dragon will seize humanity. The three giants will unite. Some people will have red money. I see numbers 100, 5, and many zeros." So we have a lot going on here. We have dragons, giants, money that is red, and some strange numbers that kind of came out of nowhere. If we take what Baba Vanga said literally, then I can almost guarantee you that it won't come true. In my entire living life, I have never seen a dragon before. And as much as I would love to believe that they're real, I think it's safe to say that one is not going to appear next year and ravage the planet. That being said, though, if we break down what she said a little bit more, then there could be some serious truth in what she's saying. Specialists of Baba Vanga believe that when she is referring to a dragon, she's actually talking about China. The giants that
China! Right? Right? Let's talk about China. Let's keep it going.
referring to, interpreters believe are the three biggest countries in Asia: China, Russia, and India. Therefore, they will use
Sometimes it's a stretch, but sometimes I'm like, yeah. Red Dragon? Like, it makes sense. If she called Argentina the Red Dragon, I'd say, don't see it. Canada, if she called the Red Dragon, still I would be like, yeah, red, but we're not doing dragons. China, it's not bad. Let's
unite as a force, and the dragon, China, will take
Why is Modi? He really is so desperate, though. You know, like they're in a tough spot, India. They need China to love them. They need Russia to love them. Russia does love them. That's a good, God is great. And Russia has always had their back. But then the Americans kind of don't like them for that. But then China, like, doesn't give a shit. Like, they just run up on India when they feel like it. They just attack the border whenever they feel like it. Actually, one time, I think in 2015, Xi Jinping was in India, shaking hands with Modi. Modi, like this, probably saying, please, can we just be friends? Please. Let's work together. Come on, dude. What are you doing? While he was there, his soldiers attacked the border. How rude. But let's keep going.
Take over the world. The money being read could be in reference to yuan, and the denominations of 100 or 5 could be referring to some important monetary number of those yuan that hasn't been made clear to us at this point. Now, if we take her meaning as I just described it, it actually doesn't sound nearly as outlandish as it did when we were talking about dragons. However, this would be pretty freaking bad, because I can only imagine that the giants uniting and the dragon taking over the world would mean a massive all-out war. If China, India, and Russia are involved, that also means that the use of nuclear weapons would probably take place, in which case 2022, it's really going to be a lousy year, guys. Well, there you have it, folks. That is our list of the top.
All right. Well, that's Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga's number great. I put her in number 3. Why? Because this next kid is such a little cutie baby. You're going to say, oh my God, this kid is so cute. How do I get the freaking thumbnail, though? We got to get the thumbnail here, people. Don't autoplay. Who told you to autoplay? Reset. All right. Well, you'll see the kid. Hold on a second. I love when kids get in the game. You know what I'm saying? What's up, everybody? Let me read some comments, too. We're down to the last 2 people. Margaret Thatcher, best female leader ever. Well, I don't know about that. Amish, if you turn the drip into a pro-conspiracy theory channel, you will lose Zilla as a supporter of Snuff BS. No. Bolt, have respect. You're going to learn respect. Okay, Bolt? Snuff equals enough. That sounds like you're saying Coke. Baba Vanga is a GM. Go forth, adventures, and slay the red dragon. Let's take over the land. Yes! Bolt, do you understand, Bolt? Now, do you have any respect? Laura says Japan has a red dragon. It's a tree. Interesting. Also interesting. Manish Thakur, enough said. Where's Manish Thakur's thing? How did Manish Thakur just get a shout out? All the way up here, got a shout out? AvidTuber43. Yes, he has been doing that since 2014. Yeah, okay, great. I think you're talking about Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping is vicious, man. AvidTuber43. True, but the people are fighting back. Manish, yes, the people. I mean, you have no choice. You just have to fight back. Then a few minutes later, he says he doesn't know about Thatcher. No, a few minutes before I said I don't know about Thatcher, but then after I said Thatcher's. Listen, we got to give her the shout out. She did. She is female leader. She killed it. Hyper conservative. Does Modi have any proper opposition inside of India? Yeah, unfortunately not. Just the comics. You know, the comics hate him. Half of them probably don't, but there's some vocal comics. That's all you're gonna get. The Bollywood people are scared. Everyone's kind of scared of Modi because he will just shut down your Twitter account. Like he is. They're pretty vicious, man, with the censorship and stuff like that. It is a Hindu nationalist party. I feel like Manish Thakur is going to be like, Amish, why are you telling everyone? Why are you blowing the cover? Just cool it. Just chill. Honestly, yeah, regional parties, though. But Manish, there's no major party opposing him. The Congress Party, which is supposed to be the major party, they're weak. They're at nothing. My cousin came over not the other day, a couple weeks ago, comes over, and Rajiv Gandhi is the leader of the Congress Party in India. That is supposed technically the major opposition, but they are weak. They are at nothing. A paper party, bankrupted maybe by Modi. Actually, I think he screwed him good. But anyway, my cousin comes over, and he thinks he's trying to get me riled up on a rip with him. He goes, hey, Amish. In India, that Rajiv Gandhi is a gay, and you're Justin Trudeau also goddamn gay. And I was like, what's wrong with that? I said, yes, well, then I support them more then. And he lost it. Like, he was mad, and then he started laughing. But first he was like, gay, and also support. And then he started laughing. Then he got into it. Then he understood. I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Rajiv Gandhi is dead. Sorry, Rahul Gandhi, my bad. Manish Thakur, thank you for the correction. That's Rahul Gandhi is, And he is, I think, Rajiv Gandhi's son. Like, it's like a political. But again, we talked about this with bloodlines earlier. We talked about bloodlines. This is a big issue in the whole world. Useless leaders, and really, not many people want to be politicians. You either have people in the bloodline, or you have psychos. And I think earlier when we saw the prediction about like we got to get the bloodline, people from the bloodlines and people from the aliens off, I think what they're referring to is rich kids and sociopaths, metaphorically. So, and that's fine. Rajiv Gandhi is dead. Here you go. You know what, Manish? Put it up there. Manish, this one, you're going to like this one because this guy is the cutest. I sometimes call him the cutest widow con artist. You're the cute widow con artist. But I don't think he's a con artist, actually. He seems like a great kid. Very cute. Very excited to show you this. This is number 2 on the list. We have one more after this. Let's check it out.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ramachandra, Jai Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha. So, today I will be speaking about a very important planetary formation which is known as the Kala Sarpa Yoga. It means the snake of time. And it is a very
How cute is this kid?
Very powerful yoga that affects everything on the earth. And of course, it has profound impact on the material world as well as
how cute is this kid?
Lives. And I'm going to explain the major concepts relating to the economy, COVID-19, natural disasters, and the overall prosperity and well-being of the people over the next few months. And
anyway, that's a little intro. This is the clip I wanted to show you, though.
Geographies.
So this is what we're going to do. He has COVID predictions, so very modern.
This is what I see. Starting in the second week of December, we're going to see a rapid development in terms of COVID-19, and several waves also are going to come into picture.
Okay.
In the
near
future.
It.
And why I
Omicron.
feel highly vaccinated geographies. I don't exactly mean just the highly vaccinated geographies, but also countries that are pushing actively for vaccination, including India. So I feel these are going to be the countries to be affected the most, especially our country, India. It is very unfortunate, of course, but not as horrible as the second wave that we had between March and May.
That's positive. That's nice.
It is going to be slightly mild, but it is going to have a profound impact on other countries. For India, it's going to be slightly mild than, say, other countries, because the overall situation of the country's, astrological position is quite better to an extent than, say, other countries. When I say other countries, I mean Europe, the United States, and several other regions across the world are going to experience the wave. And this is something I've already mentioned in the previous video, so let's move to the next slide. Now, coming to the next point, several people have asked me about what I think about the Omicron variant. This is what I had said in April 2020. Starting November 21st, 2021, there will be invisible recovery from COVID-19. Most of us might not be able to see it. Last year, repeatedly, I mentioned this even in a video dated December 2020.
It does feel like that. It does feel like that.
I had explained what I believe as invisible recovery from COVID-19. And so some people might think, how are these statements? Two statements seem contradictory. I first say that there is going to be an invisible recovery from COVID-19, and the second statement immediately says that there is going to be a newer wave of COVID-19, which I just mentioned. So what exactly does it mean? What I feel is that Omicron is the beginning of the end of COVID-19, and it's actually a bitter medicine for the future of COVID. So this is what I believe. But the jabbed population of geographies are likely to get injured by this. And so therefore, there is going to be a wave, but mainly it's going to affect people, the jabbed population. And Omicron is basically the beginning of the end of COVID because it's equipping, it's actually giving us the natural solution towards the end of COVID-19. So I think COVID-19 is coming to an end by around another 1 year, May 2022. So it's the beginning of the end. And it should actually be welcome. But
not bad.
Countries worldwide are spreading fear too much, and I think that is going to cause problems for the economy as well as for people's lives. And certainly, this is not going to be mild for people who are jabbed. Moving on to the next subject, let's look at how we can.
Oh, did he change? Did he do an outfit change?
Reduce the intensity of planetary formation, which is known.
Okay, so they did a mashup here, but man, so cute. I mean, I love that he has the Hindu. He's doing proper Hindu, like he's doing the whole setup. He's got the thing. He's got the hair on the back, man. So cute.
Today, I will be speaking about a very important planetary formation, which is known as the Kala Sarpa Yoga. It means the snake of.
That's so adorable. That is adorable. Some positive news there. Some positive news there from a little cutie boy telling us, hey, COVID, don't worry about it. COVID, don't worry about it. Last year, and that's it. Russell Stratton says, hey, all, what's up, baby? How you doing? AvidTuber43 says, thanks. Interesting stuff, though. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. However, Modi overestimated his position and favor. Joshua Maudi, I don't think Modi overestimated his position and favor. I think his favor's through the roof, you know? But, hey, I don't know. I'm a Patel. So you can't ask a Gujarati about Modi because they'll just say, Modi is the number one, is the best. Like, they're not going to fucking say shit. I mean, it is maybe like asking black people about Obama. Right? You can't ask them. You're not going to get the right thing. They're not going to tell you drone strikes, probably. They're probably going to be like, hey, can we just have one guy? So the Gujaratis feel a little bit like that right now with Modi. You're not going to get any. You're just not going to get the criticisms. But anyway, that brings us to our last and final prediction. After this, I'm cutting it out. I got to head downtown. Like I said, I got a lot of live shows coming up, lots to do in Toronto. I have live comedy shows coming up. They're all in Kensington Market too. So just make sure you hit me up at Fade to Brown and make sure you come to meditation because, listen, that's my IG at Fade to Brown. So hit that up. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Obviously, you've already probably done that. But we're going to our last prediction, 2022. 22 predictions for 2022 on 22/0/22/2022. And here is our last one. Let's take a look at, drumroll please, Nostradamus. This guy kills it. You know, this guy's one of the biggest players in the game. You know, that's why I chose for him to headline. I opened with the new Nostradamus, but I made sure that we got to end with the original banger Nostradamus. I've been watching tapes of this guy since I was in high school. This guy was going viral. When I was in high school, we didn't have YouTube. Cassette tape. Copied it, sent to a friend. Copied it, sent to a friend. People said, please make me copy. I need a copy. It was at the Indian rental stores because the Indian rental stores, they just made copies. And it wasn't even an Indian documentary, but there was a banger Nostradamus documentary came out when I was in high school. Everyone watched it, dude. It went viral on cassette tape. It went viral. That is the power of this man. That is the power of our headliner today. So let's just take a look. Let's rip through this, and then, like I said, yeah. While you're doing that, you do have the ability to listen and also add me on Instagram. So let's get it started. Nostradamus, your headliner. Give it up and make some noise.
Want to know what kind of potential calamities could be looming for next year? One famous astrologer has you covered. Keep watching to learn about the bleak predictions Nostradamus had for 2022. For centuries, the more superstitious corners of popular culture have been obsessed with the prophecies of a 16th century French astrologer and soothsayer known by his Latinized name, Nostradamus. 4.5 centuries after their publication, the soothsayer's quatrains, or poems with 4 stanzas, are still analyzed and debated. Believers say at least some of his predictions have come true, such as poems that supposedly predicted the Great Fire of London or the death of Henry II of France. Skeptics point out that prophecy is an...
Always got to do the resume. You always got to do the resume. If you want to be bang your predictions, it's like me. I'm going to show you my Canadian Screen Award. They're mailing me a Writers Guild of Canada award.
Inexact science, and that Nostradamus's writings are vague enough that you could look at some of his poems and tie them to just about anything, even unruly apprentices.
I'm going to leave now.
Wait!
What?
Okay, now go.
Okay, bye.
Buy Apple stock.
Regardless of your take on the seer's purported prophetic abilities, it does appear that his poems mention a few things that, looked at in the right context, we may have to deal with in 2022. Part of one Nostradamus quatrain appears to reference food shortages, and it's a rather bleak prediction that ends with cannibalism. So high the price of wheat, that man is stirred, his fellow man to eat in his despair. There have been famines throughout the world on several occasions since Nostradamus wrote those words. So
That's a bleak one. That's a bleak one. The famines are coming. That's tough. But you know what? We're gonna survive. We're gonna get through this. Let's keep going.
We could have been talking about anything or nothing. However, it does bear noting that several factors are working together right now that could be pointing to food shortages, if not outright famine. Inflation is becoming a problem in the US and Europe. Europe in particular is dealing with the economic repercussions of Brexit and supply chain issues. This has all at least partially been caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and has led to food shortages in some places. So far, these food shortages have been more of a giant inconvenience than an actual famine. However, the global supply chain issues
Well, let's hope. That's good.
are far from being solved, and things may well get worse before they get better. Two other bleak predictions from Nostradamus are far worse than just food shortages and famine. Indeed, two of his prophecies could point to the worldwide extinction of humanity and possibly a slow, painful, and gruesome end for at least some of us.
No way.
These dark predictions come from this quatrain. For 40 years, the rainbow will not be seen. For 40 years, it will be seen every day. The dry earth will grow more parched, and there will be great floods when it is seen. This poem could be interpreted as a prophecy about a worldwide drought brought on by nuclear winter.
Nostradamus, what are you seeing?
War. And the cost of war. Meanwhile, another line, fire do I see that from the sky shall fall, points to an asteroid impact and the resultant effects on human life. Indeed, potentially cataclysmic asteroids are zipping past Earth all the time, and it's a matter of when, not if, one capable of causing a mass extinction event will strike. For now, however, NASA is not predicting any major asteroid impacts or near misses for 2022, but they are keeping their eyes on a space rock that's expected to be coming a little too close for comfort in 2029. While wars, famines, and meteor impacts were all things long before Nostradamus had put pen to paper, there's another possible threat that he couldn't possibly have seen coming, the rise of artificial intelligence.
Wow.
For decades, the idea of computers and robots gaining sentience and wreaking havoc has been a staple of science fiction plots, but Nostradamus may have seen it coming centuries earlier. The prophet wrote, "The new sage with a lone brain sees it, by his disciples invited to be immortal," which could be a warning about AI. Maybe it's no coincidence that everyone's favorite real-life thing about AI. Maybe it's disciples invited to be immortal.
The new sage with a lone brain sees it, by his disciples invited to be immortal. Yes, sometimes you got a little stretch. Sometimes you do a little stretch. Grunge. Thanks, Grunge.
Which
Great.
could be a warning about AI. Maybe it's no coincidence that everyone's favorite real-life comic book supervillain Elon Musk has lately branched out into making robots. Meanwhile, relying too much on AI has already caused real-life problems, such as passengers of Teslas not actually driving their cars and instead relying on its self-driving feature, which, for the record, is neither foolproof nor intended to be used as a replacement for a human driving a car. This valuable but misused feature has already led to fatal accidents. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about weird history are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.
Damn. Yo, tragic details found on Miss Elizabeth's autopsy report? That's a future drip. That's a future drip. All right. I think that's it for today. Thanks for coming, everyone. So many people here. So many people leaving comments. Make sure you come to meditation. Here's a link to my meditation. I already linked my Instagram, so you should already have it. CB Applejack is here. Amish with the drip. Rip and dip. No rug pulls. Nope. Wouldn't do that to you, Habibi. Amish with the drip. Oh, wait, where's another one? Elon with Neuralink. Yeah, no. Elon does have the Neuralink. And they did say that Nostradamus is saying that there's going to be a one-brained sage. So that could be AI. Listen. What the reason I did this today is because we are entering into great times of uncertainty. So I said, you know what? Let's look at what the predictions. Let's see the wisdom of the psychic sphere. 22 predictions for 2022. We started at 2:22 Texas time in honor of our Mr. Stephen Covizilla, and we have done it. We've gone through 22. We did our karmas. We're here. People have left so many great comments. So thank you so much. And remember, whether you believe in the predictions or you don't believe in the predictions or you think it's kooky, silly, whatever it is, watch them without judgment because they are pointing us to real things that we should be concerned about. Now, is it exactly how they're saying? Or is there those astrological star map thing? Is that the way? I don't know. Look, life is a great mystery. I don't know. But I can tell you we're going into great times of uncertainty. And, these predictions really point to things that we should be concerned about. Even if you're not in charge of it, it's something that you should start thinking about. This is going to be an interesting year. 2 years now coming out of COVID, a lot of uncertainty out there. People not sure what to do. And, you do have to fill your heart with loving kindness, be in this moment, and dominate the market. Go in with your creation, with your creativity. So CB Applejack 59 says, but I like to judge. Listen, that's fine. You don't judge that you're judging, because that's also a judgment. If you want to judge, that's fine. You can make judgments, but don't ignore the wisdom that is also coming through. There's wisdom coming through. We did talk about we showed Sri Master Karshana. He's got all kinds of courses. So he had great things to say, but then he threw in his little subtle sales pitches. Like, oh, these great uncertain times coming. Oh, so buy my class. Watch it. You're not going to get that at the drip. So make sure you subscribe, like, leave lots of comments. Thank you so much, everyone, for commenting. You guys have been great audience. Come to meditation. The link to meditation is up right now. Meetup.com/loveoracle. And of course, follow me on Instagram. Send me topics. I'll do a ripper on it. I feel like that Miss Elizabeth from WWF or WWE now, I feel like that could be a topic, because if she died, we'll definitely look into that, and maybe we'll consider doing that in the future. Also, everyone who's still here, and there's a lot of people here, everyone who's still here, we're going to be doing a scam rehab again soon. Basically a call-in show, and I might designate maybe Saturdays or Fridays for call-ins, or I might schedule some time in each episode for call-ins. Not too sure, but that's why, like I said, follow me on Fade Brown. Let me know what y'all think of as far as like topics you want to hear about, as far as times when you want me to rip, because we could be doing this at 2 a.m. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? In this economy, I don't give a shit. It's fucking COVID going around, fucking shit up. I don't give a goddamn it right now. I'll rip at 2 a.m. I'll rip at 5 p.m. I don't care. Let's rip and dip. Let's grow this channel, and let's let the culture know that this is the truth. And the rip and dip is the drip. And that's it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. You are loved. Stay tuned for more. (2022, 22, 02, 222, 02, 22). Broadcast complete.